Hey there. I've got a couple of vintage Victorinox companions to show you today. These knives are on loan from Dave Arnold. Dave just sent these down to me to take a look at and make a video of. So I want to thank you for that, Dave, and I'm sure my viewers will thank you as well. So this is the companion, and it's like today's Executive, a 74 millimeter two-layer knife, but the Executive has a key ring. And since they now call these knives the Executive, Victorinox took the name Companion and kind of recycled that and used it on a 58 millimeter knife, although I think that one's been retired as well. So being 74 millimeters, they're a nice size. They fall in kind of between a 91 millimeter, like this Tinker here, and a 58 millimeter, like this Raleigh. Now, as I mentioned, both of these knives are vintage. Let's take a look at this one first. It has red Celador scales, but as you can see, it also has exposed rivets. So that's a rare find, and that would date this knife no later than 1961, somewhere between 57 and 61. You can see it has that thicker nickel silver shield inlay. It has metal tip tweezers. I believe these are aluminum. Victorinox went to the aluminum in 1957 from the nickel silver. And it has a toothpick as well. So let's just take a look at the tools and we'll discover some other vintage features when we do that. Two blades. First one I'm going to show you here is a very small pen-like blade. It is one of the smaller blades that Victorinox makes, if not the smallest, and it can be a real challenge to sharpen because of its size. But this one doesn't need anything. Both of these examples that Dave Arnold sent down are damn near perfect. This is the larger of the two blades. It has a tang stamp that reads Victoria with kind of that squatty crossbow, and according to that tang stamp chart that floats around that everybody uses, this would have a date range of between 1943 and 1970. And then on this side it reads Victorinox, Switzerland, stainless, rost fry. Also on this side is a tool that's unique to the Companion or the Executive, the orange peeler. And just as its name implies, it's designed to peel the rind off an orange, but it's very useful for a lot of other functions because it's sharp here and it's got a sharpened hook, so it's really good for opening packages, blister packs, things like that. It also has a small screwdriver tip. Now this one is, being vintage, doesn't have the scalloped edge. On the other side, the Companion comes with a nail tool. So you've got a beveled, safely dulled nail cleaning tip here and a cut nail file here. Now, Victorinox still uses that scored or cut pattern on the nail file on the Executive, but they don't on their other knives, like the Classic. It's just a kind of a soft pebbled file. This is definitely, I think, much more effective. And then finally there's a pair of scissors. Small scissors, and these are your vintage scissors with a single leaf spring and screw pivot. Okay, so let's take a look at this other one in the case, and I believe this case is original. And get a load of this. This one comes in absolutely gorgeous buffalo horn scales. And these two pieces are wonderful. I've worked with buffalo horn, and I can tell you you rarely get a piece with this much character and depth and just complexity. It's just beautiful to look at. But again, we have exposed rivets, aluminum tipped tweezers, same tool setup, same tang stamps. Now this one does have the scalloped edge. It's interesting. This one has the scalloped edge on the orange peel. I don't know what that says about the date. Maybe this knife is a little younger than the other one. But the nail tool and the scissors are the same. This scissor has a blackened leaf spring, and the other one had the silver. Just a minor difference. So for all practical purposes, these two knives are virtually identical except for the scale treatment. SACWiki says that these models with the horn scales were called the luxury edition, and they were available up until about 1980, all of them with metal tip tweezers. So I would continue, however, to date this knife from the very early 60s just because of the exposed rivets and the tang stamp. So there's a look at two great examples of vintage Victorinox companions from the Dave Arnold collection. Thanks for watching, and have fun collecting.